We've been living on 12 EG4 LL batteries for some time now. These were set up temporarily in the barn, but now that we are getting ready to put the power up at the dome, it's time to move everybody up. And we bought another 6 EG4 LL batteries from Signature Solar. These are version 3. And I'm going to show you today how to integrate new batteries with old. A few things to note before we get started. When can you integrate new batteries with old? If they're around the same age, basically. So if I've been using the crap out of these old batteries and they're 4 years old, the capacity that's left in these is going to be diminished. If you integrate brand new batteries with super old ones, the new ones will have to compensate for what the old ones don't have anymore. So you don't really want to do that. It's not the best idea. There's no set time frame. At least with these, they'll tell you how many cycles they've been charged and discharged and what their state of health is. So if it's only been a year, like ours, it's only been a year and we really haven't been using them, the state of health is still at 100%. We can integrate them. But if your state of health is less, say it maybe 95, probably not a good idea, but call Signature Solar and ask what they believe would be wise. Second tip, you want to make sure all of your cable lengths are the same. All the positives need to be the same length. They don't have to be the same length as all the negatives, but the negatives need to be all the same length as all the other negatives. So measure the longest distance to your bus bar and use that length for all of them. It probably would be even wise to make a jig so that you know all of your cables are the same length. If your cable lengths aren't the same, you'll have resistance difference. Meaning if this battery has a longer cable than this battery, it's going to have to work harder to get power in and pull power out. You don't want that. You don't want your batteries to be totally imbalanced. You want them to try and stay at the same voltage, basically, so that everybody's pushing the same amount of energy and receiving the same amount of energy. Tip number 3, when integrating old with new, you need to make sure they're all at the same voltage. Why? If your new batteries are at a lower state of charge, lower voltage than your original pack, you're going to be flooding a ton of energy into them, which can damage them if the BMS doesn't trip. You might burn up a cable. It's not a good idea. It's kind of the same analogy as if you were a boat in a lock. If you're way up here and the water level's down here, they open up the floodgates, all that water is going to come out and you're going to come tumbling down. So you got to make sure that they're within the same voltage. Within, in my eyes, I'd say 0.05 volts. Easiest way to make that happen is to just do a full charge, wait for absorption. Once that's finished, when it gets to float, shut it down, do the same thing with the other pack, bring them up to full, let them get through absorption, get to float, shut them down, let everybody relax, then you can merge them together. And finally, item number 4, I am not an electrician. I just play a bad one on YouTube. Make sure you get comfortable with how to do things or contact an electrician. It might be worth a little bit of money to just even get a consultation and ask questions. Now that's all taken care of, let's merge these packs. Doing this a little backwards than from what you would normally do, but the process is all the same. Currently we're working off of these 6 new ones. Sol-Ark has been charging them for the last couple of days, and the 12, or the original ones, have been disconnected. What we're going to do here is, as of right now, these guys are all at, they've hit the 56 volts. They've gone through absorption and they're now at float. They're sitting at 54 volts. So what we're gonna do here is shut everything down, disconnect these guys, connect these guys, get these guys up to full, getting into their float at 54 volts, and then we can merge them together. But for now, the first step is to shut everything down. Pro tip, always double check. That's better. Okay, side note, it's pretty darn cool. I've got the power off, and yet I'm still receiving nice warm heat on this cold day. I love solar powered mini splits. I have got everybody connected to the bus bars. I've confirmed continuity. I went on each one of these guys and made sure everybody's all happy and we are good to go. So next steps are fire it up. Flip everybody on. Okay, everybody is on. Turn on a breaker. All good. Another breaker. All good. Thus far, at this point, we should be set. And to confirm, going on volts, negative to positive, and 52.7 volts. Next up is fire up the Sol-Ark. Ready?
Was that rhetorical?
Too late, I've already hit it. I'm hitting the power button.
Signs of life.
Okay, 52.6 volts. That's what the batteries were showing. That is all good to go. Next, we can fire up the solar. All right. Okay, got 10.8 kilowatts coming in. Next up is loads. Here we go. Lights should come on. Ta-da!
We have lights.
Yay! Nothing to do now but wait for this pack to come up to full. It'll need to get to 56 volts, get back down to float. When it gets to float at 54 volts, then I can turn all of this pack on and everybody will be up and running and happy. I almost have the original 12 batteries to full. We've hit absorption. We are starting to ramp down. Because the Sol-Ark is pushing so much current, the actual voltage difference between the two of them is definitely apparent, but as it starts to get to its set point, it'll equalize out. The gap is closing. The Sol-Ark is continuing the 56 volts. These guys are approaching 56 volts. We have hit float. Everybody's at 54 volts. So what I'm going to do, I'm actually going to shut the Sol-Ark down, let the batteries settle even more, turn these guys on, make sure their voltage is equal, and fire them up. Let everybody set. These are at 53.9 plus or minus 0.02, maybe 3 volts. These are all 59 or 53.9 as well. So to merge them now, all of these guys are on, all of their breakers are on, all of these are on, but the breakers are off. What we do here now is that everybody's voltage is all the same. within 0.023 volts. That's close enough. Now we can flip the switch and you should see a little bit of current. There's some little bit of current coming through. It's charging. It'd be the same for everybody. I would expect to see a little bit of current either coming in or out. Little one going in, tiny bit going in, tiny bit going in. Okay, now everybody is all online and all working together. I'm gonna let them sit for a minute to equalize, and then we can start the Sol-Ark back up. All right, everybody's current is all equal. I don't have any blinking lights. These guys are all on standby basically. So now we can begin. Fire up the Sol-Ark, hit the breaker to the DC side, and hit the power button. One final step is to set the system to know that it is now at 1800 amp hours. Say okay. Back out. We can turn the solar back on now. Solar is back on. It's now gonna bring this up to an absorption, which will come pretty darn quick. And the pack has been merged. All right, we've ended our absorption, heading into float. And that completes adding all of the batteries. That's how you integrate new batteries with old. Not difficult, just a little time consuming, couple of steps. Just got to make sure you stay safe. If you're interested in the specs of these batteries, you can find all the information at Signature Solar's website, which we've linked in the show notes via our affiliate link. If you have any questions, feel free to hit me up. Stay tuned. Next steps for me is to get the generator up and rolling so that we can finalize those 3 charge verters. As Michelle would say, thanks for watching.
If you enjoy our videos, we'd really appreciate it if you would take a second and subscribe to our channel. Thanks. And until next time, like our farm sign says, just keep growing.